Good evening, everybody, and again, welcome back again with another live stream on the channel. It is preview for the game tomorrow between Liverpool versus Newcastle United, 8 o'clock kickoff down at Anfield, and also live on BT Sport. And joining with me is Jason. How are you doing, Jason?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Good. Well, what did you make of the draw against Wolves last Sunday?
A bit 50-50. I was frustrated with most of it, but all in all, happy we finally got the draw at the end.
I mean, considering we were in the game without Bruno, without Wilson, and Isak's work permit didn't arrive yet, so yeah, I could say I was fairly happy with the point as well. It was a cracking goal by ASM that won with the game, but we had one controversial decision that went against, didn't it?
Oh, the tug on Sean Longstaff, that should have been a penalty.
Yep. It really was. Indeed. But we dominated that game, I've got to admit. But tomorrow is a bigger test away to Anfield against Liverpool, where we don't do well. I mean, as long as we go down there and give it a go, that's all we can ask for, really, considering we could be without Bruno, we could possibly be without ASM as well, and we're still unsure with is Isak's work permit has arrived yet. So as long as we give it a go tomorrow, that's the main thing.
It's going to be tough. Like you said, we're going to possibly be without ASM, Bruno, Trippier as well. No Wilson, Isak.
Well, I think Trippier for it should be okay, but we'll wait and see. We'll just wait and see.
I just don't trust. I just do not trust Plankosaurus up top.
Yeah, I know who you're on about, Chris Wood. I mean, yeah, that's a thing. But yeah, I all know your thoughts on him, Jason.
Absolutely cannot stand him. Do not like him. I said that I'll guarantee he won't score, and he didn't. That's what got me, that we actually started playing well and actually started playing with more togetherness the moment he went off the field, and we built up to our equaliser, and then we went and hit the bar again right at the end. So it just proves that he is absolutely useless for us.
He had that chance where he rounded the keeper, but it was saved, wasn't it?
Yeah, I probably could have gone through the roof at that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, consider there was a lot of people weren't impressed with Sean Longstaff from the game as well. He wasn't too bad. But do you think this lad could well be knocking on the door for a start? I mean, I thought he was excellent when he came on against Wolves. Should have come on a lot earlier, in my opinion. But what a chance he had to win us that game. Do you think he deserves that start tomorrow if Bruno doesn't make the game tomorrow?
I've got him in my starting lineup from my preview. I think he should have started ahead of Sean Longstaff against Wolves. Longstaff proved how bad he was against Tranmere. He wasn't all that against Wolves. As soon as Anderson came on, what a player. He needs to start more games. He has to be... If Shelby and Willip are going to be the ones out, then Anderson has to be the one in.
Yep. I mean, I thought he looked impressive. I mean, just that chance he hit off the bar. But look at what he was doing when he came off the bench. He was just putting himself about. And you could tell this lad looks bright. And he could well be a one for the future. And one indefinitely. So as well. Do you think Eddie Howe will stick with the same formation? I believe he will. But who could come in if Bruno, hopefully Anderson if Bruno isn't fitting up. But if ASM doesn't make the game, who would take up that left-hand side for you?
Personally, I'd go with Ryan Fraser to do that.
I thought Fraser looked pretty good when he came off the bench as well.
He's got the pace. He can dart down the wing just like ASM. So Fraser would be my replacement for ASM.
Yep, absolutely. Again, if there are doubts, if what's happened to ASM, particularly Bruno, do you really want to risk them? If not, and hopefully they're fine for Crystal Palace, because that's the game when should be looking to get 3 points out of that one. But again, if they're if they're not fit enough tomorrow, just don't risk them at all.
No, it's as weak as it's going to make us. I wouldn't risk them because they get a slight knock again there. It could spell a lot longer out on the sidelines for them.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want that, do we? Are you sending a link? I need no. That's I've got me and myself and a few of the people who are joining me for that one who from support different clubs. I like obviously hi PD Jason. All hope you well. As well. This man we've got to watch out for Liverpool. I mean, I think he's scored in his past few games when we've went down to Anfield. When we've played them down there, I think he has scored a few goals against us. I know he did last season when we lost 3-1. I'm pretty sure he did score when we drew 1-1. And I think we lost 3-1. I think he did score in that game as well.
Yeah, the only thing I find is wrong with Salah is he's become quite a ball hogger of late. During the second half of last season, he would not barely pass the ball. Although he got the most assists for Liverpool, he hardly ever passed the ball. He wanted to be like an ASM type player, wanted to do everything himself. So Salah seems to be going slightly downhill, in my opinion. He signed a new deal. He could have been away at this in the summer. I think Liverpool done the wrong decision in getting rid of Mane and keeping Salah because Mane seemed to have done a lot better.
Yep. Well, there we go. Well, I like how he says, did Jason get the Sinclair when John forgot to turn off his stream after the outro recently? Have we got that one sorted, Jason?
Oh, I'm going to have to go back and check that one. I've got other Sinclairs all ready to record.
Oh, wow. Salah couldn't score last match. Will he be eager to make it up for against us? Well, it's a player we've got to mark because he can't be such a danger, even though he didn't score in the last game. Now, of course, Liverpool coming off the back of a 9-0 win against Bournemouth. Well, safe to say is I think we'll definitely go down there and give it a try. I mean, we are not Bournemouth. We certainly have not played like Bournemouth so far this season. That is the thing. But it is going to be a very, very challenging game as well. I expect Matty Target to come back in the start lineup, I've got to admit. But who misses out? Is it Botman or Burn? For me, it could be Burn.
Yeah.
The reason I think it could be Burn is because if he plays at left back, how would he cope with the pace of Salah? In my opinion. And when Botman has played every duel he's been involved in, he's come out on top of all of them. And he certainly did against Wolves on Sunday as well.
Yeah, again, in my preview, I've actually called Eddie Howe out on it and said, well, we signed Burn as a centre-back. Yes, he's played left-back for Brighton before, but he is no way to play as left-back for us. We have Matty Target to play as a left-back. If he's injured, you've got Jamal Lewis to play as left-back. If he is injured, Paul Dummett's played left-back for us. You have three options there. Use one of them. Do not play Dan Burn as a left-back. He does not have the pace to get up and down the wings. So it'll be Burn that I'll drop for Target and have Botman and Shah in the middle because we've gone through the stats and Botman has a 100% aerial duel win.
Well, yeah, absolutely he does. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been too bad, but I would hate to see what Salah would do to him if he was to start there tomorrow. So I think Matty Target should definitely be back in there. Now, he is fit now, so there you go. But in that, you've got Target for pace to get up and down the flanks as well. And he does link up well with ASM as well. That's if ASM is fit tomorrow, but we're not entirely sure. But Matty Target, you can see why we got him in. He runs up and down the flanks. He's good at defending, and he's good at getting crosses in the box. Dan Burn, I don't think I've seen do that, get crosses in the box. Really get up and down. That is the issue.
Not all, no. He's more of just a centre back where he can use his strength and he can make those runs in through the middle. There's no way he can use that pace on the wings, and he's not really that much of a crosser. I don't think he is a crosser. He's more of but get in there, get the tackle done, and pass the ball out. He's not a crosser by any chance.
I mean, yeah, you could look to put Burn on at some point in the second half, if possibly like Shearer or Botman are starting to tie it out, considering the 5 subs rule that's in there now. So you've got an option to do that. I mean, I don't think Burn would spit his dummy out if he was dropped to the bench. I heard Ryan Fraser come out and said, I know he's been on the bench, but he's not spat his dummy out as well. Unlike someone has now
Uh,
on the verge of joining Manchester United.
I
Being
went into a slight rage about that.
being that man there.
Yes, okay, fine. You want to. You don't. It annoys me. He won't fight for his position with us, even though he is our number one keeper. He has that number one on his back for a reason. Yet he wants to go and join another club and still sit on the bench and fight for his place.
Exactly, yes. So you're going from being a number 2 at the where he is from our club to being a number 2 at Manchester United.
Why didn't you just go to Leicester? They need a goalkeeper. You could have first team football there. I wouldn't mind if he went anywhere else.
Yeah, if Leicester, I think, would have been a good move. Yeah, I think he would be guaranteed first team, 100% there. I don't think Danny Ward and Smithies are good options in that area for Leicester City. I think Dubravka would have suited that move.
He would have done.
That's if Leicester were in for him, but not.
And for $5 million was an absolute joke.
Yeah, it is. I've got to agree. We got a sneak peek of Sinclair's backstage chat. Oh, righty. Oh, okay then. Fair play.
Oh, I'll be on that.
Oh, there we are. Are we going for a back 5 with Target and Trips on the wings going forward? Nah. Eddie Howe is now not frightened to go for the attacking formation against the big teams now. He's got the balls to do it. And look what happened. We were at home against Manchester City. We got a point out of that game and we played superb. Yes, we were a bit disappointed to possibly 2 of the goals we conceded, but we got at them. That was the thing. We go for it against Liverpool. You never know. We could go at them. Again, this is not Steve Bruce. This is Eddie Howe. And he can go for it, and he goes for it against the bigger teams now, which is what I like.
Exactly. Stick to that 4-3-3. Attack from the off, just like we did against City. I said back then, if you go to a back 5, they're going to come flying at us, and we're not going to have any chance. All defenders, no matter how big of world famous they are, they hate to be run at. So the more we attack, the more they make mistakes, and it just showed at City. They made plenty of mistakes, and we made those chances count.
Absolutely, we did. Absolutely. Are you sending a link our day tonight? No, it'll just be me and some of the guys supporting other clubs who'll be doing the Premier League roundup show. Virgil van Dijk is there for the take, and he looks shaky. That's a great point. I don't think Van Dijk has looked up to scratch this season. Liverpool only got their first win on Saturday against a very poor Bournemouth side, but Van Dijk some players have got at them this season, like Zaha when they played Palace.
Yeah, I think it might have been the Sancho goal for Man United, where you saw you're just thinking, what are you doing? He's standing there in the center of the box with his arms behind his back, just standing still, watching the ball.
Yep.
If I was a Liverpool fan at that, and I see Botman or Lascelles or Shaw or any of our defenders do that, I would be going absolutely crazy for just doing that.
And he's supposed to be one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League, Virgil van Dijk, but he's been getting a little bit found out.
Definitely.
Or you let him off because it was Bournemouth, and again, Bournemouth are really going to struggle this season. Parker's now been sacked, so I don't know who they're going to appoint, but I can't see him staying up.
No chance.
But again, we can target Van Dijk because I think he can be got at this season, which is what I like. Obviously, come out. But when it comes on to this one, Man United beat Liverpool. I'm sure we can too. Well, Man United beat them, and look how Man United start the season. Absolutely shocking. And
definitely,
look, they beat Liverpool, and there you are. But it is going to be. It is going to be an extremely hard task, but if we come away with a point, I'd be absolutely delighted with that. I mean,
I'll be happy with a point. If he doesn't start up top, I would go for a win. But if he's starting up top, it's going to be a very long game.
Well, it could be, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, who has the faith in Chris Wood? Well, I like obviously says, can Isak bring out the best from Chris Wood up front since Wood is used to a strike partner in his Burnley days? The fact is, Eddie doesn't play with two strikers together. He's got one up front with two wingers right beside him. As well. Another player I think's not been up the scratch as well, and I think that's Robertson at left back for Liverpool as well.
There's quite a lot of Liverpool players that have not been really on point at the moment this season. They have what I feel is that our advantage is Liverpool's extremely aging midfield.
Yep, I agree with that.
James Milner well into his 30s, Henderson into his 30s, Fabinho into his 30s. If they play that midfield, then Joe Linton is just going to boss that midfield, and
he could well
that's the best place to attack them is in that midfield.
Absolutely, yep. Another player I know we said Liverpool is not being great defensively as well. Trent Alexander to me could be got at as well. I think he's a very good attacking player, but I don't think he's a good defender. He's not good at defending, in my opinion. And again,
in a couple of games that I've seen him play, when he goes forward, he stays forward. So you can see there is a weakness down that right-hand side. So get down that right wing because he's not going to be getting back. He stays forward a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if he's fit, or I think if Fraser plays there tomorrow, why not? I think Fraser could definitely go at players as well. I wouldn't play Jacob Murphy, though. To me, he wasn't too bad, but I don't think he's been good enough at all this season.
No, but I would still give him the assist for the Wolves goal.
Well, you could. Well, it was a poor clearance from Huang Chan. I don't know what his clearance was. I've got to admit, so there you are. Milner will still be a Premier League player in his 50s. I think we'll probably see him retire from football very, very soon. He's had a great career, to be fair, James Milner. But I agree, if we could target that midfield and their defence, you never know what could happen. You just never know what could happen. I think they've conceded some really poor goals this season, Liverpool, as well. And the way they've let players burst through them as well.
See, Fulham.
Fulham, yes.
Both times Fulham had to win in front. Before they played Bournemouth, every single game Liverpool conceded first.
There you are. That is it. We know also Nunes, he saves the final game of his 3-match suspension because of his red card against Palace. Again, Liverpool slightly short on strikers as well. Of course, we know Firmino will probably be playing, but the likes of Jota is out injured still as well.
Yeah,
Nunes suspended as well.
Nunes, Jota. It's a good thing we're not going to be up against Nunes at this time. You got Firmino, who's most likely going to play, even though his form's not been of late.
No.
You got Salah, who likes to ball hog a lot, so there could be some complications in their front lineup. They got Carvalho and Diaz that look pretty decent now from two different players. Harvey Elliott looks a decent threat.
I think he could be a doubt for Liverpool tomorrow, from what I've heard. Harvey Elliott, I think he had to come off with an injury in the last game, I believe. Oh. So I think he could be doubtful.
Well, that works in our favour as well, then. There is rumour that Joel Matip could be back in the Liverpool side as well.
Again, a player well into his 30s as well.
Exactly. They have an ageing team, and Klopp sticks to the same tactics every single time.
It's like Luis Diaz is a handful. Yeah, I agree. I think he can be, definitely. Hope Anderson gets a start. We said this. He should. Longstaff, to me, it's just not been good enough. I've looked at, and we said Anderson, look, when he came on, very close to scoring the goal. I mean, if he goes at that Liverpool defence as well in that midfield.
That midfield is going to be scared of whatever midfield we put out, because we're going to have a young group of lads there to their aging OAPs.
Yep, absolutely. Davey, good evening. Hope you're well. As well. But I think it could be a very interesting game tomorrow. We just got to make sure we go in and turn up and just make sure we go for it out of the whistle. Because if we do concede very early, it could be a very long night for us. Which I'm hoping that is not the case. I remember when we did take the lead down at Anfield last season through Shelby, as well. But we had players like Jamal Lascelles in the back who's been rotten lately as well. This is a brand new defense we've got. And Eddie Howe will make sure they try and stop that Liverpool attack coming forward.
Oh yeah, definitely. The stronger that new defence is, it's a whole different breath of fresh air to the old defence that we had.
Well, yep, absolutely it is. And I hope Jamal Lascelles doesn't play. I don't think he will, but because if he does, it could be a long night. Do we have enough signings, a few more injuries and things that might not look so rosy? I think we could still do with a couple of players. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I want to go for two more players. I want to get João Pedro. I really do rate him really highly. João Pedro for me would come in and probably a centre back, not a centre back, a central midfielder. If anything, I would rather have a new number two come in the keepers, because I don't see Darlow or even Gillespie, who shouldn't even be at the club, as an ideal backup for Pope.
He could do, and Dubravka's just spat his dummy out and doesn't want to be that number two now, unfortunately, at this club as well. Carlos says Scott Parker sacked today. Yep, he was. Not to mention another manager was sacked, even though it wasn't in the Premier League, it was in the SPL. Jack Ross sacked from Dundee United after a battering 9-0 off Celtic as well. But your question is asked, how has Ralph at Southampton not being in the thing? He's had two.
I said the exact same thing. How has Hassan, who still got the job after he's had two of them?
Well, there you are, absolutely. Yep, that centre position seems to be the void to me. Yep, absolutely. Davey says you can't take a 9-0 result as a true impression of Liverpool's standard, as Bournemouth was shit. Well, there you are. As I mentioned, we're not Bournemouth. We're not being played like Bournemouth at all. And who says we can't give Liverpool a game tomorrow if we are going to miss a couple of players as well tomorrow? This is Eddie Howe, and they're believing in the players are believing what he's doing with that side. And you just never know what could happen tomorrow. I mean, if we continue so far this season unbeaten, I mean, wow. I mean, compared to 11 and 12, we didn't lose our first game until about November time. I mean, is that possible? Or do you think
anything's possible? I'm loving the way we're doing it already. We've proved that we can stay undefeated against Man City when we were both the only undefeated teams in the league. We were both yet to concede, yet we both conceded against each other. Anything's possible. I'd like to see it continue on.
Yep. Yeah. Jordan says, can I come on about the preview or the Premier League review show at 8 o'clock? There you are. Do you honestly believe ASM's going to miss the game tomorrow? The same with Bruno?
I'm hoping it's like a bit of Eddie Howe's typical mind games that he's playing, saying that they might not be fit yet. Out of the blue, they're just going to be on the team sheet to see a full strength team playing. Bruno and ASM with Trippier, everybody plays, and we just take the game to him. But I don't know. Seeing him against Wolves, he was clutched onto his hamstring, and you think, okay, yeah, he could be out. It could be 50-50.
It could be, yep. We'd see Eddie Howe doesn't give away too much. That's the thing. I thought I heard Eddie at very end of release press conference, Bruno was fit, or is my ears playing tricks? I think he's just doubtful. So they probably will make late decisions on the pair of them as well. So if they play, that must be the off fit enough. But if they don't play, that's because they're not fit enough to play for tomorrow as well. But of course, we're just got to wait and see. I suppose. So there you are. What we'll do now is we'll run through the predicted lineup. So we believe Eddie Howe will go with 4-3-3. So let's kick it off. And so Jason in goal.
Pope, obviously, has to be Pope.
Yep, absolutely. He's our number one goalkeeper now, and he's been superb for us, hasn't he? In the right back spot, I'll take, and I'll believe it'll be that man, Kieran Trippier. I think he should be fine from what I've been hearing. And of course, he's just so crucial for us at right back now. What a signing he has made. I know we've heard the news about Emil Kraft. He's picked up an ACL, and we're expecting 6 to 9 months on the sidelines with that.
That just leaves Manquillo to fill that spot, if anything.
Yeah, that's the thing. Or could we go in for another right back in this window?
No, I think the defence is fine.
Yep, I think it could well be as well. I mean, I think Manquillo's done well at times, particularly. Right, Jason, who's taken up one of the centre-back roles?
Oh, let's go with, why not? He's our Dutch beast. Go with Botman.
Yep, I think he'll play the left side of centre-back as well. Let's see how we could do well up against the likes of Mo Salah as well. He's run every duel that he's been involved in, so there you are. And the last player to take up the centre midfield roles, I think that will be Fabian Schär. Do you think he was lucky not to be sent off on Sunday?
No, I honestly thought it was a yellow. It should never have been a red. The way they freeze framed it with him looking like he is going into the knee, you only got to roll it forward a little bit more to know that he completely misses the knee and goes to the foot. It was never going to be full contact in that area. It was all yellow all day long.
It's just what I was worried about was the studs completely showing, and usually if a player goes in with these full studs showing, you run the risk of trouble of being sent off for it. Look, he's not sent off, but I think he could have well been, but he wasn't. So there you are. And who's taking that left back spot, Jason, for us?
Has to be Target.
Yep, for me, he has to be. I just don't think Dan Burn could cope with the pace of Mo Salah down that side. I've got to admit. Right, we'll go into the 3 in midfield, and I'm going to start off with that man there, Joe Linton. Wow, I think he could. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Liverpool players who will be looking to facing him tomorrow night by the looks of it, particularly their midfield.
No chance. He is going to beast that midfield. He is a complete beast of a midfielder now that we know where he plays now. He is going to absolutely dominate.
Yep, absolutely. Who's taking another role in that centre midfield, Jason?
If Bruno does not start, I'm going with Anderson.
Give him that chance. Why not? I thought he looked really sharp when he come on. He could have scored. I think he would be a better fit than Sean Longstaff for me. I don't know how Sean Longstaff could cope with the pace of Liverpool in a way against their midfield. Well, so I would say Anderson would be a great shot. And the last player I think will start in the midfield, I think, will be Joe Willock.
Yeah.
Oh, he should have scored last Sunday, I've got to admit.
Yeah, he should have done.
He went for the near post. He should have went for the far post, and that could have been in.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. He will eventually get that form back again. He was a goal scoring machine when he joined. Hopefully, we do see that again from him.
Yep. Anyway, guys, just quickly again, if you're enjoying this live show, please do stick the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, or if you join the content and you're not yet subscribed, you can donate as well through Super Chat. You can become a member of the channel as well, so feel free to do so. Jason's channel is down in the description. He's not far away from 300 now. He was stuck around 260 odd for a while.
267 since the end of last season. It would not go up.
Hopefully, please, if you haven't, please do check out Jason's channel. Help him on the road to 300. He deserves it. He does some really, really good content, particularly the Sinclair rewards are really
You
funny
got
to
about
watch.
3 coming up within the next few days or something.
Oh, I can't read Lum BM's comment in my stream, but I can see he's got the Joe Linton channel. He's Brazilian. He only costs 40 million. We think he's fucking brilliant. It's Joe Linton. Can Joe Linton take Bruno's position as the anchor in midfield? According I like coffee.
I don't know. Joe Linton does have that bit of an attitude with him, especially if you rile him up. I think he's more bursting forward than being at the back.
Yep. Absolutely, him as well. Right, we'll take the attacking 3 up front. So the attacking 3. So who goes on the right-hand side, Jason?
On the right, I think I'm gonna have to keep with Miggy on the right.
Yep, I thought he did well last week as well. I mean, you could see Wolves were identifying him as a threat because a lot of his crosses that were coming in the box, Wolves were having to block, or his attempts, Wolves were managing to take, were having to block. I mean, they had to defend for their lives a lot of the game, particularly in the second half. So, and he was one of our threats. So, yeah, I can't see why Miggy won't keep his place on for tomorrow night. I like how he says, how many left for 300?
Just 30 to go. I finally hit 270. Got broke out of that curse.
Hopefully, go on. Please do subscribe to Jason's channel, Keeping It Toon. Link is down in the description. Paul says, the only way I see us getting anything from this is defending well and trying to counter down. They're left to expose Trent. Can't compete in the midfield with the injuries we have. I absolutely agree with what Paul's just said there. Yep.
Apart from the fact that they have a very old midfield that are not going to keep up with ours.
Yep, that's it as well. So there you are. Right on the left. You would like to go with ASM if he's fully fit. But is he going to be fit, though? I'm not so sure.
It's a difficult one.
I'm going to say he is not going to be fit. So I will put on the left Ryan Fraser, who I thought did well when he came on. Again, if he's not fit, ASM, do not risk him. And hopefully he's fit for Saturday against Palace as well. Again, that I just have that concern of rushing players back far too quickly and then they'll go and pick up another injury. But if ASM's fully fit tomorrow, he definitely starts. But I've got to say he might not be as well. So, and even Davey's saying Fraser on the left as well. Okay, then. Who's going up front?
Well, it definitely isn't a certain person. It's got to be Alexander Isak.
Just bear with me because I've not actually uploaded them, but let's get him in there quickly. That's if his work. That's only if his work permanent is.
If his work permit does not come through, then Santiago Munoz or Michael Enderweni or Dylan Stevenson go up top. Anybody but Chris bloody Wood.
Yep. Hopefully that's the case. So what we'll do is we'll get him in now. Let's get a bit. I know Jason just doesn't trust Chris Wood at all when he's in the side. Well, there he is. Hopefully his work permit is sorted. And if he starts, you never know what we could see from his debut if he's available for tomorrow. Paul's think it's going to be Wood. Fraser is good on the left, yeah. Hope it's not Wood according to Davey, another one who doesn't trust Chris Wood. As well.
24 games and counting, 3 goals to show for it.
Well, yeah, 2 only in the Premier League he's got with us, and the other one was against Tranmere Rovers in the Cup. But there you are. Well, then, what we'll do now is we'll quickly wrap this up, and we'll go with our score predictions for tomorrow. Jason, what you going with?
Providing he doesn't play and Isak does play, I will go for a 3-2 win.
Oh, wow.
I think there's going to be plenty of goals in this game. None of us is going to keep a clean sheet, I don't think. But I'll go for a 3-2 win if he does play possibly a 2-2 draw.
Yep. Paul, seriously, man. Casemiro was on second game after signing. It's a total joke if Isak doesn't get his payment. The guy was signed on Friday, for fuck's sake. Well, he was. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
Hopefully it's sorted for tomorrow. It's got to be. So you're going for a 3-2 win if Isak starts. If he doesn't, you're going for a 2-2 draw.
Yep.
I am going to go with a 2-2 draw as well. We should have no fear going into these games now. The players are going to be well up for it. We can give Liverpool a game because there's been some weaknesses in their side so far this season. Midfield and at the back, I've got Remit. And if we take it to them, you just never know what could happen throughout the game. So I think a 2-2 draw would be fantastic. And we could take that into Crystal Palace on Saturday, where we should be looking to get 3 points out of that. No doubt about that as well. But anyway, guys, again, if you have enjoyed this, of course, please do stick the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. You can donate to the channel still as well. And please, again, do check out Jason's channel, Keep the Toon. Link down in the description. Help him on the way to 300. He simply deserves it. At one, he really deserves it as well. Of course, I'll be back again at 8 o'clock tonight with the Premier League review show. So hopefully there'll be me is going to be on, possibly Baz. Possibly I've got Martin on from the Mancunian Way joining me for that one as well. So feel free to tune yourselves and watch for tonight because we'll be covering all the Premier League games from the weekend as well. Of course, tomorrow I'll be doing a live watch along and hopefully John Sinclair is going to be joining me for that one once again as well. Not to mention it's John's birthday of the day. So happy birthday, John, and I hope you've had a great day so far. As well, so there you are.
Happy birthday, John. Hope you got your Man United shirt on.
Dewey says, see you in it. No problem there. Catch you there, Davey. Well, guys, that is it for the preview show again. Just by PD Jason. Take care of yourself. And again, until 8 o'clock, I shall catch us a bit later on. See you all in a little while. Take care, guys. See you in a bit.
Later.